Buenos días, estudiantes. Estamos aquí con la sesión asíncrona. So we're here with the asynchronous session. Noviembre 5, 2021. Y vamos a estudiar un poco de los adjetivos para describir lugares. Adjectives to describe places. So far, we have been dealing with some places. We have been practicing the vocabulary that belongs to that area. So if you remember, last thing we did was to talk about the location of these places, right? Un puente, un río, una montaña, un bosque, una plaza, un monumento, una playa, una calle. And then you were locating some of these places. For example, el río Bo está en Alberta, right? So let me put that down just so you can remember what you were doing last time. So we can put here, for example, el río Bo está en Alberta. Again, this is just to remind you that for location, this is what we use, right? Está. We can do another one if you want. We could say, for example, here, la playa del Carmen, la playa del Carmen. And again, está. Doesn't need to be. Está en México. So far we have done is just locating them, right? Again, está. Remember, está, not ser, estar. Okay, so this is what we did last time. Now we're gonna go and continue with the next section of this. Now on page 37, you can go and review how to describe people. This is just as an introduction to describe places. It's the same thing. Nothing has changed here. So this is page 37. So for example, here we have Ricardo es un chico muy inteligente y simpático. So Ricardo is, right, a boy, very intelligent and nice. Now, what you can gather from here is it's probably just almost the same as in English. Richard is a boy, very intelligent and nice. Probably in English, you would say Ricardo is a very intelligent and nice boy here at the end, right? Anyway, just pay attention to that structure here. There's more examples here. The other thing you can remember is that adjectives have gender in Spanish. So you see chico, which means boy. Now we have girl here. This is a slang word, but it's used a lot. Lisa es una chica inteligente y simpática. So inteligente ends in an E. So that one doesn't change. The ones that change is the ones that ends in O. For the feminine would be simpática. And then we had more here, more adjectives, talentoso, talented. And then again, this talentosa and the plural talentosos, talentosas. Importante, because it ends in an E, it only has one form. Either masculine or feminine is the same, just add an S. Then we have active, activo, activa, activos, activas. Internacional, so that one, because it ends in a consonant, you have to add ES for the plural. There's no masculine. So most of the time, the ones that end in O in the masculine are going to get an A in the feminine. So talentoso, activo, simpático, you can see that. Okay, this is just to remind you. This is from another book. You can see it later. You can pause and make. Okay, so you can learn. Some of these can be used to describe places. For example, alto is tall or high. So for example, you can say that a volcano is high. So el volcán es muy alto. El volcán es muy alto. If you were describing, or you can say, for example, el edificio es muy alto. Give me 1 second. So annotate this here. So you can say something like this. El edificio, the building, es alto. Okay. Or you can say, for example, el edificio donde, where yo vivo, es muy alto. Okay, so remember that you're gonna be describing, you're gonna do an exercise. I guess it's a graded activity, I think, where you describe where you live. So I'm just gonna put the translation here. If you, so the building where I live is very tall. Okay, so as I said, these adjectives are for people, but some of them they can be used for buildings. I mean, for places. So you can see here, Manuel es alto, so Manuel is tall. Lola es alta, again, feminine. Lola is tall. And then Manuel y Lola son altos. Can you remember that when we have a mixed group, Spanish uses the masculine to refer to the two of them? So Manuel y Lola son altos. Now let me see, maybe you can use bonito for a place. You know, el lago es bonito. Or maybe you can use feo is ugly. A place can be ugly, right? Maybe, I don't know, it's up to you. So anyway, just take a look at this. And now we're gonna take a look at some specific ones that you can use for places, right? Okay, so we're gonna go to the next seal slides. So I'm gonna go here. Okay, so some adjectives to describe places. So you can have, for example, abandonado, abandoned. Now, when I put here cognate means that I don't need to give you a translation of this because it's almost the same, right? So abandonado means abandoned. Aislado, isolated. Ancho, wide. Antiguo. So what is the cognate of this? You can say ancient maybe, or maybe antique. So something that is really old, antiguo. Bello, beautiful. Bullicioso, noisy, like a city can be noisy, right? Una ciudad bulliciosa. Contaminado. Again, this is a cognitive. Cosmopolita. Now, cosmopolitan, this is a cognitive in English, is cosmopolitan. And it refers to a place that has people from everywhere. Like, you know, la ciudad de Toronto is cosmopolita. Let me write that down. Okay, so I'm just gonna go here again, and I'm gonna put it here. La ciudad de Toronto es muy cosmopolitan. Okay, it means that there are people from many countries together. Okay. You maybe you can say, for example, Lethbridge no es cosmopolitan. Elevado, so this is elevated, right? Feo, ugly, frío, cold. Now, we have more. We have another. Again, don't try to memorize all this, right? This is just for a reference. Pause it and take a look at it and make exercises, right? Famoso, okay, so famous. Grande, so big, tall. Histórico, right? So historic place. Lluvioso, rainy. Moderno, so that would be modern. Poblado, populated. Remoto, so that's remote. Soleado, sunny. Sucio, dirty. Tranquilo, so quiet. Turístico, touristic. Right? So now you have some adjectives, and now you can start making more sentences. Again, it's just like English, right? A place is beautiful. A mountain is, let's say, elevada. Okay. A mountain can be elevada. Una montaña elevada. A mountain can be cold, maybe, right? Una montaña fría. So we have here. So this is las cataratas del Niágara. So fall in Spanish is, you can have many words, but for this type of fall, we use the word cataratas. So las cataratas del Niágara son bellas. They are beautiful. What else can we say? Maybe we can say that the Niagara Falls are noisy. I know you ever sorry, I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's really noisy, all this water falling down. So las cataratas del Niágara son bulliciosas. Okay. Now we have a glacier here, so we can say el glaciar de Athabasca es muy frío. Again, just like English, right? They are beautiful. It is very cold. Now we have some places in Central America. We are learning about Nicaragua and Guatemala in this chapter, so I decided to give you some places. So this is what is called una estela maya. Okay, so this is a statue of a woman, and usually they are in front of a pyramid, and they're called estelas. So let's see. Las estelas de Copán son altas. Yes, so Copán is a place in Honduras, and it has many of those. Usually these ones are about 3 meters high. So las estelas de Copán son altas. Now this is a pyramid in Tikal, Guatemala, Tikal. So this is tall too, it's green. Let's see. So las pirámides de Tikal en Guatemala son antiguas. They are ancient. They probably date about, maybe about 1,500 years ago. They were built, maybe even 2,000 years ago. Okay, so around the time of Jesus Christ, maybe they were built. Las pirámides de Tikal son antiguas. Now we have here, el lago de Managua, Nicaragua, es profundo. So this lake is called Lago de Managua. Managua is a city in Nicaragua. So el lago de Managua es profundo. Then we have a volcano here. El Salvador is a place where there's many volcanoes. There's about 14 volcanoes in a place that is maybe the whole length of the country is like from Calgary to Red Deer. There's 14 volcanoes. Hay 14 volcanes en El Salvador. Not all of them are active. Some of them are. So el volcán de Izalco. So that's the name of this volcano. Volcán de Izalco. El Salvador es impresionante. I've just noticed that this one missing. One missing parenthesis here. Let me see if I can fix it. 1 second. 1 second here. What is it? No, I cannot find it. Maybe this one. Yeah. I'm just gonna put a parenthesis here. So, okay. So now, el volcán de Izalco en El Salvador es impresionante. And one last one. This is the city of San Salvador. As you can see, this is another volcano here. In fact, there's a volcano on this side too. But anyway, la ciudad de San Salvador es muy poblada. La ciudad de San Salvador es muy poblada. So the city of San Salvador is very populated. It's about 2 million people, 2.5 million living here. Like if you compare Calgary, Calgary only has like about 1 million, 1.5 million. This one has probably around 1 million more. And the place is smaller than Calgary, I guess. Okay, so I gave you some examples of how to use adjectives, right? Let me see. Okay, this is the comparison. Yeah, I'm going to stop here. All these adjectives. We will study this in the next slide, maybe, or the next film, next video, I guess. Yes, I just remember that I wanted to share something with you. Let's see if I can get to that book. The book is, it's not always here. Okay, so I have the book here. Okay, so on page, probably on page 89, you will see a text. And it's this text when it's describing different places, right, in the world. So you will read from here. Try to read and try to see where can you find adjectives. So each one of these paragraphs talks about one of these places here. So for example, la zona colonial de Santo Domingo es el antiguo centro histórico. Let me see what am I sharing with you. Yeah, that's the one. So, la zona colonial. So this is an adjective, you see, colonial, right? So the colonial zone. So notice that in Spanish, the noun goes before the adjective. So la zona colonial de Santo Domingo es el antiguo centro histórico de la ciudad. So we have here the ancient historical center of the city. Fundada en 1496. Founded in 1496. So this is also an adjective, right? La zona colonial tiene más de 300 edificios. The colonial zone has more than 300 buildings, calles y monumentos coloniales. So that's, let's see. I think that one is this place here. Okay. How I know? Because this is Antigua, Guatemala. So there's a place called Antigua, Guatemala. You can see there's a volcano in the background here. Now, this is in Spain. Some ruins, Roman ruins in Spain. This is in the library of the University of Mexico City. This is a cave where they have found these hands that probably were drawn there like about 9,000 years ago. This is Peru, and this is an island, la Isla de Pascua. So again, let's see, la Isla de Pascua es una de las islas habitadas más aisladas del mundo. So again, we have Pascua Island is one of the inhabited islands more isolated in the world. So again, we have habitadas, that means inhabited, aisladas, isolated, and so on, right? Try to read this and try to remember something, because this might be in your part of a cultural question, right? Like, where is the island of Pascua? So está, location, en el Océano Pacífico, a 3,500 kilómetros de la costa chilena. at 3,500 kilometers of the Chilean coast. En ella hay unas enormes esculturas de piedra con forma de cabeza llamadas moais, que son una muestra de la cultura de los Rapa Nui, que llegó a la isla en el segundo milenio antes de Cristo. Es la isla más grande de Chile. Okay, so we studied some adjectives, right? So now I'm going to create another video, a small video, and I give you some exercises to do. Take care.